Hello, Xandire's TruthSeekers. I'm building this one more figure for Xandire's TruthSeekers and this bird. So hopefully it shouldn't take me too long. So we have part 1 and part 2, and it looks like they fit together. Looks like the head fits right into the chest. So I'm cutting as close to the model as I can with the flat side of the cutters to leave as little of the sprue on there as I possibly can. There it is. As I'm cutting, I'm kind of rotating it. So I take as little of the base for the head off as possible, so I get a nice clean scrape. And I always go very light-handed on the top of a head because I want the top of the head to be as round as possible. And you can tell how good a job he did by how much white there is. So but theoretically, the primer is kind of thick and will cover it up. Right, okay, part 2, right here. Here's the chest. Finding the right angle is a good thing. Okay, this has got a little connector on it, so I'm going to cut that first before I cut the big part. And I'm supporting it with my thumb and index finger on my other hand. Okay, and I had 3 snips, so I'll look for 3 places where there is sprue. So there's one. And if you use an X-Acto knife like this, then you don't have to put the pressure on it. And I've seen people use that dull little thing that comes with Citadel, and it just seemed like they were putting a lot of pressure on the models, and they were talking about sometimes they break. And I'm thinking an X-Acto knife is a lot safer. Maybe not safe for your skin, but safe for the model. Because if you slip, you might make a sacrifice to the blood god, right? All right. Whoops. Make sure you're looking at the right model. And I'm going to assume this goes right in the middle. That would make all kinds of sense. There we go. Kind of turning the head to its left. Yeah, that's a better job. I didn't scrape enough. Okay, and then we have part 3, which looks like the arm assembly. Part 3. Right here. Is that arms or legs? Oh, 3 is this right here. I was looking at that. All right, so it's good to plan this now. I think I'm going to clip it here first because that looks really, weak to me, but I'm certainly going to support this because it could certainly break there, right? 1, 2, still supporting it, 3, and then I'm supporting it still. And sometimes it's good to go through from the other side. Yeah. 4. So 1 is right on the surface of the hammer, which is easy. And there's a mold line that I'm going to scrape. 2. Now I'm supporting this so that I don't put pressure on the actual X handle. I kind of dug in a little bit, not good. 2. And the end of this is usually pretty easy to scrape as long as it's supported right up by where you're cutting. 3. And that's good. I don't see any places where the X handle has been weakened. The back of the hammer. And there's a mold line there. And I can kind of get the mold line and the piece of the sprue in the same swipe. My fingernails are pretty tough, so I can kind of cut them up. So I can kind of scrape with that too, which is a lot safer than scraping with the X-Acto knife. Now, how this is going to mold. Oh, I have it upside down. Are there little holes there? Apologize, my wife keeps the TV really loud. I hope you all can't hear that. If I never make this video, that's why. I don't see how that's going to stay, other than maybe, because it's supposed to be all snapped together, so other than maybe, it looks like I need to move maybe a little further away. So what I'm doing can be seen in the camera better. Good to check before I get too far into the video. All right. Again, I apologize for the noise. I hope you can't hear that. Three places to scrape. 1, 2. You always want to kind of support it where you're close to where you're scraping. wish they showed the hole that it was going into more. Oh, maybe I was supposed to cut something else off. That's why it's not fitting. No, it shows that little piece there. It shows this piece here. Okay, I'm going to cut out the hood and see if maybe that brings some light to it. 2, 3. Old line along the bottom of the cape, so would be a good idea to get rid of that along with the sprue attachment. 2. 3. Now there is like a seems to be too many holes and not enough pegs. Okay, let's cut out the cape and see. 1, 2, all big parts. That's why I'm not supporting it. 3. And they come around from the bottom. 4. And I did support it enough so that it didn't fall apart. So there's 2 real easy. There's a mold line. 2. 3. I'm kind of rotating it with my left hand as I scrape. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful job. A little bit of a mold line there. All right, now that definitely looks like it fits up to his neck. Oh, yeah, and there's a peg where that goes. Oh, I was thinking this was a hood, but it's actually probably a skirt, and it probably goes the other way. Sorry for doing it off camera. I won't stick this all the way in there, so in case there's a part that needs to be assembled in the middle of it, it won't be that hard to pull it back apart. See, those are both female. All right, let's see what other parts there are. Just the base. So these parts are supposed to somehow go together. Definitely that goes in there. Oh, and just put together loosely. Oh, this goes in front. How does it go in front? No, it doesn't go in front. It must go in behind. All right, how many parts am I have? I have 2 parts. missing that little skirt, or whatever it is. Now it's showing this piece right here going here. He's holding the gun down. He's holding the weapon down like that. Maybe there's supposed to be a nub on here, but it doesn't look like that in the picture. There's supposed to be a nub on here. Stance is kind of like that. holding the weapon down, though. Okay, I got it. Got it. Man. And it actually went in the hole that I thought it did at first. It's just the stance kind of threw me off, I guess. And this piece probably is just sandwiched in there. Oh yeah, and probably this. Yeah, got it. And then this piece goes over the top. Got him. Got him. You have now seen the person who is the slowest at building something, so everyone else in the world has got to be faster than me. Or if you're really having a lot of trouble with it, you can look how it's supposed to be. The video kind of rotated in different directions. You can see how he's held together. I'm still kind of surprised that I got that put together because that was really difficult. All right. And then I'm going to make sure I'm pushing down on his shoes. And my gold spray paint has arrived, so I can prime them gold. It was very difficult to find gold primer. And maybe it won't work well, and that's why. All right, so there he is. And now we're going to do the bird. 22. That's 21, so this is 22. All right, now the tail is attached to that, so you want to cut right there. 1, 2 cuts. Support him so I don't break his wing. 2 scrapes. Watching Jordan Sorcery, shout out to Jordan Sorcery, about the history of Brian Anson, Games Workshop, and apparently he was the one that came up with the idea of multi-part models, so thank you, Brian. I sure had a lot of fun with this one. Wing, and that thing is down. And that looks like a bird. That was not too difficult. Okay, and 23 is his perch. So I'll start up here where it looks the weakest. 1. Go at it at the right angle so I leave as little as possible. I think I'm going to flip it over. Go after it at the back. 2, 3. And I want to make sure I leave that little tab on there. 4. There's less friction if I scrape at the top of the blade. I'm just being patient, just taking off a little bit of material. I'm supporting it underneath rather than at the end. 3, 4. Again, I'm just using the tip of the blade so I don't create a lot of friction. And it's more accurate. And I'll just kind of follow up with my fingernail a little bit. 4. Again, I want to make sure I push here where the tab is. So I think I'll use this to kind of push. And then I need the base. 1, 2, 3. And I always look at how they have the base oriented too, so I orient it the same way. So it looks like this little piece fits into there, to there. And voila, there we have them. Thank you, Xandire's Truth Seekers. Have a good day.